Hello everybody, I'm Terry Gannon in the historic city of Lyon, France. Today, the world's greatest figure skaters have gathered for one of the most important events of the season. The Grand Prix Final is about to be decided. The journey has reached its destination. Today, the pairs and ice dancers skate for Grand Prix gold. Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze have endured their most difficult season to date. But the world champs have worked through their struggles to make it here to Lyon. With 3 Grand Prix victories already, Petrova and Tikhonov are threatening to become the new Russian pair atop the podium. While the most celebrated French pair in decades, Abitbol and Berezhnaya, will undoubtedly be the home crowd favorites. And the surprising new Canadian pair of Salé and Peltier hope to prove that their upset of the Russians at Skate America was no fluke. And later, the beauty and artistry of ice dance, as Lyon's own Anasina and Pezara are looking for their biggest international win yet. After 6 countries and 3 months, the Grand Prix Final is next. The city of Lyon has as much charm and character as any in France. The landscape here shaped by structures that have been around for centuries. The old architecture built around 2 rivers that helped create the town more than 2,000 years ago. And if there's one thing for sure, you will not go hungry here in Lyon. The best of French cuisine can be found all over this city of 1.2 million people, which is situated just 2 hours by high-speed train southeast of Paris. But it's not a restaurant, but the Lyon Sports Palace, which has attracted a large crowd today. They're here to watch the top pairs and ice dance teams battle for the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. And hello and welcome everybody, I'm Terry Gannon. 22 pairs and 31 ice dance teams have competed in the Grand Prix of Figure Skating this season, and now only 5 remain in each of the 2 disciplines. The ice dancers will take the ice a little bit later in the show. First up, though, the pairs. And here is a look at the 5 who have made it to compete at the final. Petrova and Tikhonov of Russia head the list, and Salé and Peltier of Canada. On down to Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, the 2-time and reigning world champions. Now, this is a much different, a radical format here, so stay with us. The first 2 rounds include a free skate worth 2/3 of the score, a short program then that is worth 1/3. After that, if you're in the top 4, the slate is wiped clean. You move on to the super final where you have to skate another free skate. Numbers 3 and 4 battle for the bronze medal, and the top 2 skaters go head-to-head for the gold medal. Now, the first 2 rounds have already been completed here in what has been a wild, wide-open season of pair skating so far. The competition here in Lyon has been no different, especially for the home French team, which we're about to see. Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and I called the action. Here's a look at what has already transpired. The 7-time French national champions got things underway here in Lyon, but the drama began right away. A disastrous start to their program. The throw triple axel, which had never been done. Sarah Abitbol lands on her back and is injured, only to be carried off. She would have the option to return later if she could. So then, the 2-time and reigning world champions from Russia. But Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze have struggled this season, and those struggles continued in round 1. So the reigning champs of the Grand Prix Final, Shen and Hongbo Zhao, with their huge throws and huge jumps, enjoyed the best performance of the evening to that point. And perhaps the next great pair from Russia, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov, enjoyed an extremely successful performance. The reigning European champs moved into 2nd place. Then the surprise pair of the season, Jamie Salé and David Peltier of Canada. Some difficulties landed them in 4th place, though. The stage was set for the return of the French team. So after the difficult fall and being attended to by the doctors back in the dressing room, Sarah Abitbol is back out on the ice along with Stefan Bernadis, and they are allowed, because of the injury, to start over. So they will start at the beginning of their free skate here.
The rules are very skater friendly. If there's any question about anything, they're mostly allowed to repeat, not like the world of skiing or other more hard-edged sports world events.
Question is, how will she be able to skate? How effective can she be?
Well, I think more interesting is how she'll do those first two moves that they made mistakes in the first program before the throw. The first move coming up with side-by-side triple toe loops. Come right now, side by side. Very, very good.
Backstage, Sarah was very dizzy and was not sure whether or not she could make it back onto the ice. But so far, this program starting out better than the original one.
Side by side double axels. She slipped out a little bit, but at least it wasn't the same disastrous mistake as in the first try. Split triple twist. Now this was their throw jump, and the question is, they've been having great trouble with the triple part of this. Let's see what they try here. A double, right. Now that was smart playing.
She was very relieved to get that over with, a big smile on her face after she landed.
Now star lift. Watch her come up from that free position without any edge into a star lift. That's a very difficult move, and a swing out. Nice lift.
If you're Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze right now, in 4th place, trying to make it to the super final, probably like to have a chat with the person who wrote that rule book.
Triple loop. Oh, that was as strong as they come.
This is more emotion than I've seen them skate with. I mean, when she lands these very difficult moves, there is a sigh of relief on her face.
Straight line, side-by-side step sequence.
Very effective here. Very expressive of the music.
Remember, they're portraying the angel and the devil. Side flying camels into backsit spins. Lasso lift. One-armed.
Unusual variation on this death spiral position.
And their final combination pair spin.
what a comeback.
You don't think that this audience is going to let them get away with just an ordinary bit of applause.
For the first time, they're on their feet.
You know, the interesting part of the program, the end of it lets you down. It just sort of plays off. It doesn't sustain the momentum that they had going. That's a choreographic change that should come forth.
And actually, the crowd was ready to explode, and the end of the program kind of let them down, Dick.
It lost it.
A courageous comeback for Sarah Abitbol and Stefan Bernadise. In second place behind Shen and Zhao after round one. Then Petrova and Tikhonov, the reigning world champs. Berezhnaya, Sikharulidze in fifth. Then it was on to round two, the short program worth 1/3 of the total score. Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze needing a strong performance to move up in the standings and make it to the super final. That's exactly what they got. When the French team took the ice, Sarah Abitbol and Stefan Bernadise, some question as to whether Sarah could make it or not coming off of that injury. The questions didn't last long. Solid marks, a great hand from the crowd. But the leaders heading into the short program, Shuai Shen, Hongbo Zhao of China. And they continue to enjoy their strongest performance of the Grand Prix series. Huge throws, huge jumps, and the Chinese pair still on top. So as we head to the super final, Shen and Zhao take on Abitbol and Bernadise for the gold, and it's Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze making it to the super final. They take on Petrova and Tikhonov. And back now getting ready for that super final. Terry Gannon, Dick Button, and Peggy Fleming with you once again. Peggy, maybe the biggest surprise so far here in this event, maybe all season, I don't know, the fact that Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, the two-time and reigning world champions, barely making it to the super final.
I know, Terry. For Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, this season has become a nightmare. The reigning world champions have bickered off the ice and have struggled on the ice, and their problems continue to mount. And now a disappointing placement here is the last thing they needed. On the other hand, last year's Grand Prix champion Shen and Zhao may be finally hitting their stride after a winless season to date. In any case, this head-to-head final between Shen and Zhao and Abitbol and Bernadise could be a prediction of what lies ahead for the future of pair skating.
Well, at one point, the future didn't look so bright for Sarah Abitbol and Stefan Bernadise, Dick, especially when she was sprawled on the ice with a back injury or being carried off the ice in round one. It does now, though.
Well, you know, the first round of the pairs competition reminded us that this sport is not, repeat, not for the faint of heart. Stefan Bernadise threw Sarah Abitbol with so much gusto in her high-flying throw triple axel that she slammed the ice, banged her back, and broke her tooth. But wait, don't despair. The skater-friendly rules of this sport allow competitors under threat of injury to reskate. So they shrugged aside one of the worst falls I've seen this season and pulled off a stunning program to remain in contention. Now the question is now how she'll skate in the super final after she's had time to stiffen up. Let's hope the masseur, the heat pads, and the aspirin have been doing double duty.
So the super final is straight ahead. The matchup for the bronze medal. Can Petrova and Tikhonov beat Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze for the first time? We're about to find out. Welcome back to Lyon. The Grand Prix of figure skating final underway here. The super final about to get underway for the pairs. Terry Gannon, Dick Button, Peggy Fleming, Leslie Visser with you. Susie Wynn joins us a little bit later. And this, the battle for the bronze medal. Taking the ice first from Russia, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov, the reigning European champions.
And they have been the most consistent pair team this season.
They skate head-to-head against Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, the world champs.
Look at the pointed feet there.
Great unison on that. The landing positions were exact.
They're a very classically oriented pair. beautifully matched physically and in skating style. Double axels. Double toe loops.
Coming up, this throw, triple sow cow. Back inside edge takeoff, very nice in the air, very tight and controlled. They look very calm out here, taking every element as an individual element. Very difficult lift, flipping her back up like that without hitting his face with her blade.
You notice the choreography is only now beginning to come out into a little bit of inventiveness and creativity. It's always through the first section of the program that the difficult technical moves have to be accomplished first.
Won all 3 of their Grand Prix Series events this season, but did not meet Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze until the Russian Nationals, where they lost to them in late December.
Nice throw, triple toe.
This is a very steady program, very accomplished. Beautiful changing position.
Well, they've skated a clean program so far.
The music is from the motion picture Mr. Bureaucrat. And I don't think it helps them a tremendous amount. Pair spin.
Well, they skated a very solid program.
It was a beautifully done,
No mistakes.
beautifully performed program. No mistakes. Really lacking, though, in wonderful emotional output. And the program itself fell apart at the end. It did not help them, and it did not give them the opportunity to shine. I think that is going to be the major problem with this performance.
And this is a look at their throw, triple sow cow. Watch this back inside edge takeoff. Watch the lift. She's very straight in the air, very neat turns, and a very controlled landing. And this was this back press lift that they did. Watch her free leg and the blade, how close it comes to his face. Well, she flips down, and now he's going to flip her right back up and over. Oh, that comes very close.
And there's a look now at the panel of 7 judges making the decisions. Dick, what are they thinking?
Now, most important in the pairs are unison. Two skaters skating as one. The lifts must have variety and creativity, good position in the air, steady footwork and controlled landing. The spins must be in unison and be centered and very fast. And the height and distance of throw jumps is of utmost importance.
5-6, 5-7, 5-7.
Now there'll be two sets of marks here in this free skate, of course. The first for technical merit. Petrova and Tikhonov with a range of 5.5 up to 5.8.
Well, technically, they were really quite superior. You know, that was a wonderful, steady, complete performance.
Expect the presentation marks maybe to be not quite as
And
good.
that's I don't care if it was a popular Russian movie in Russia. It wasn't good for us here. It didn't help them. It didn't give them any flair or, you know, theatrical potential.
Doesn't play in France, you
Oh,
say.
you better believe it.
So it's now up to the world champions, Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, fortunate just to be here in the super final. They skate for the bronze when we come back. The Rhone River. Well, a reminder, the PGA Tour tees off with golf's best celebrity event, the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic. Last year's champion David Duval shot a PGA Tour record 59, if you remember that, on the final round. He'll join some of your favorite celebrities, sports heroes, and, of course, other PGA Tour stars. Bob Hope Chrysler Classic comes your way live at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 Pacific, Saturday here on ABC, your home for the NHL All-Star Game. So here are the world champions taking the ice, battling for the bronze medal. Yelena Berezhnaya and Anton Sikharulidze trying to overtake Petrova and Tikhonov. Remember, the gold medal battle still to come here in Lyon.
Tchaikovsky's Sentimental Waltz.
They always create this beautiful illusion of falling in love. Very elegant lines. And they are opening with the side-by-side triple toe loops. Very nice. Very close together.
Suspension here. Just gorgeous line, that inside spread eagle.
And he does as well. Beautiful arch in his back and very elegant line.
Interesting bronze medal matchup between two Russian pairs, one that still lives in Russia. Berezhnaya Sikharulidze, of course, in the United States. Maria Petrova used to skate with Anton Sikharulidze, compete with him.
And this is their throw, triple Salchow.
Oh, that's a double one.
Oh, when you're sliding like that, is so hard to get up and get back into the program. Very disruptive fall.
We've seen falls where the skater just bounces down and bounces right up, and it's as though nothing happened. And then there's this kind of a disaster.
They've been working on a throw quad Salchow, and I talked to their coach, Tamara Moskvina, and she said that that may have thrown off their timing in their throw triple Salchow.
There's an extraordinary elegance and line and clarity of vision to their skating. This throw, triple, loop jump. Wonderfully tight legs. Beautiful revolution in the air. Very clean and stylish and fast landing.
Oh, they really covered this ice surface so well.
It's wonderfly interesting. Lift up and drop down right into that back position. They're the most elegant pair. If only they could hold their technical elements together under pressure.
So elegant. I love them.
I must tell you, I think that they are beautifully, romantically, wonderfully positioned skaters. Great style, great physical appeal, great extraordinary line, and I just did not like that very last move. I didn't understand it, why he's reaching over for that unpointed foot. However,
showing off his stretching ability.
yes.
Berezhnaya, Sikharulidze have never lost to Petrova and Tikhonov. That may have just changed this afternoon here in Lyon.
Now look at this. Marvelous throw lift. He gets her up in the air, but then disaster strikes right there. Her edge was not secure. She turned out, and it just did not hold it. And then she compounded it by not only falling a second time, but tripping him up. And that's one of those really disastrous falls. Now here, the clue is to watch the landing edge right there. Did you see the back inside edge? She flipped out, couldn't hold the edge, was not on an outside edge, and that started the whole mess.
5-5, 5-7, 5-7.
So now the marks for Berezhnaya, Sikharulidze, we'll see. It's going to be awfully close. The first set, 5.5 up to 5.7.
But it's the second set that will count in this case. Look at these marks.
Yep.
5/8 and 5/9. And that's because they are more elegant. They had more energy. They had not more energy, but they had more emotional impact. The other ones were bland. Technically even and wonderfully secure, but a little bit bland. And I think that's what the judges are honoring
Dick
here.
Petrov and Tikhonov still have not beaten the world champions. Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze capture the bronze medal here in Lyon. The gold medal matchup is next. Shen and Zhao of China take on Abid Bol and Bernadise of France after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
The ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final continues on ABC Sports.
The Lyon Sports Palace alive now because the gold medal challenge here in the Super Final about to get underway. And the French team taking the ice. Sarah Abitbol and Stéphane Bernadise. Amazing that they're even in this Super Final after the injury that Sarah suffered in round one, being carried off the ice earlier today. She was very sick. Actually threw up a couple of times, very dizzy, lightheaded, but she's made it here. Now they have a chance for the gold.
In case you didn't guess it, the music is The Mermaid by Maxime Rodriguez.
And this is a brand new number, and this music was composed just for them.
Taking on Shen and Zhao of China, who will skate next.
here are their side-by-side triple toes. Very nice.
And the next move, a throw triple axel. If they elect to do it, this is what they suffered a very severe fall on in the early rounds of this competition. 3.5 revolutions. We'll see if they do it. Nope, the double.
But a very good double and a safe one.
Side-by-side double axels, and you could see the way she took off on that edge. It just went out to the left. That's the danger of the forward edge axel jump. It happens almost too frequently for comfort.
Berezhnaya, 3 times the bronze medalist at the European Championships. This, however, in many ways would be their biggest international win.
Nice throw triple loop. This number is much softer kind of music and softer choreography than they've had in numbers in the past.
Straight line steps. Lasso lift, a one-armed lasso lift. Forward death spiral. Not much death in that.
But a lot of stretch. And this, the traditional death spiral forward. Very different number.
Very unusual for them. Very gentle and soft number. They're usually so much more bizarre and off-center that it's kind of nice to see them do something quiet and shall we say, a little more respectable.
Yeah, and refreshing.
Yes.
Well, they won Trophy La Ligue in Paris, trying to win now 300 miles from their home in Lyon.
Now, on these side-by-side double axles, there's always danger here. Watch her left foot right there. It skates out to the left. It throws her off balance, and she, goes flat down. Right there, you can see the way it turns too far to the left, and the body is not able to correct that. That is a danger point for every athlete constantly on that jump.
5-4, 5-7.
Well, Sarah has to be feeling fortunate just to make it through these 3 programs in 2 days. The first set of marks now, technical merit 5.4 up to 5.7.
Well, I think that there was probably not the enormous amount of difficulty or freedom and speed and energy in that program that caused those lower marks, technical marks.
Now for presentation, 5.5 from the American judge up to 5.8. So those are the marks for the French team. Sarah Abitbol and Stéphane Bernardiz. So it comes down now to the reigning world silver medalists, Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China take the ice, trying to win their second Grand Prix final next. Welcome back to Lyon, France, and a look at the Basilica of Notre Dame, built on the hill which the city was founded by the Romans over 2,000 years ago. Well, it's not 2,000 years, but 37 consecutive years we are the home for the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. We'll have the men's competition with the U.S. champ Michael Weiss trying to hold off Timothy Gable. That'll be a great showdown. Then, in prime time, 3-time U.S. ladies champion Michelle Kwan takes on rising stars Sarah Hughes and Naomi Neri Nam, who had a great debut last season. The State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships come your way February 12th. You're on ABC. Your home for the NHL All-Star Game and Super Bowl 34. Shen, Hongbo Zhao of China getting ready backstage. They'll be the final pair to take the ice, trying to win the gold medal. For more on their story, let's join Leslie Visser.
Terry, Shen and Zhao, who were so successful last year, grew up in a system that is now broken through to produce world-class skaters. Strong and powerful. When you think Shen and Zhao, wow.
Harbin, China's third largest city, is nestled near Siberia. This city, one of the few in China which ever sees ice and snow, is the cradle of Chinese figure skating and the birthplace of Shen and Hongbo Zhao. Zhao was discovered as a 6-year-old while he played basketball with his friends. Once he began skating, Zhao's father kept careful track of his son's progress.
His father started a scrapbook, and every day he would look through the papers and cut out any articles which mentioned Hongbo.
Shen's parents started her in skating when she was only 5, hoping it would strengthen their often sickly child. 2 years later, she was picked for the national skating program, and she moved to the training center in Harbin when she was 8 years old.
We were worried when she first went to live at the training center. She was very small, but she was tough. She had a pair of skates that didn't fit, and they cut her foot. She never said a word. We didn't find out until we saw her try to remove her sock, caked in blood.
Shen and Zhao both came up through China's national training program, although they did not meet until Shen was 14. Zhao already had a partner, but his coach Yao Bin wanted to make a change. When he saw Shen, he knew he'd found the perfect pair.
Physically, they're well matched. She's so small but very strong. But they have something else, an undefined quality. Hongbo fits well with Shen's work.
Shen and Zhao's silver medal at the Worlds in Helsinki was a feat far beyond the expectations of the Chinese Skating Federation. Shen and Zhao are ascending to heights equal with skaters in the West and Russia. They are proud, but they feel the pressure of carrying Chinese skating into the future.
We can never forget the skaters who came before us. And it is our responsibility to contribute to skating in China, to help all the young skaters who will come after us.
Shen and Zhao grew up in a system where children are taught to offer their skills toward the glory of the motherland, and so far they are doing their share. Their families are enjoying the material benefits bestowed by the government. For Zhao, there is only one thing missing. 4 years ago, he lost his beloved father to cancer. The scrapbooks his father made are a reminder of the joy Hongbo brought to the man he idolized.
I know Hongbo misses his father and wishes his dad could know how successful he's become. I am also very proud of my son. When I watch him skate, Tears roll down my face.
Well, they made a lot of people proud in China with what they did a year ago. The world silver medal for Shen and Hongbo Zhao. Now in Lyon, they're trying to win the gold over Abitbol and Berezhnaya. And they are the defending champions of the Grand Prix. They won in St. Petersburg last season.
And their music is from the motion picture Mulan. This was their last season's program, so they know this very well. They're opening with side by side, triple toe loops. Oh, he didn't hold on to the edge very well and didn't recover from that mistake too quickly.
Now this next triple twist lift, look at how high it gets and how hard-edged it is.
But this next move, this throw triple loop, watch the incredible height she gets. Very tight in the air.
Now again, we come to those side-by-side double axels. Clean and easy. Triple Salchow. Marvelous. Really, I mean, you know, that is brilliant. They are technically very strong pair skaters. And in this program, that maybe it's their confidence and their familiarity with the program, but I think they're showing somewhat more emotion than I've seen in them in the past. They've usually been very sort of emotionless and hard-edged.
But they're very exciting to watch. They move over the ice very fast. They don't have that elegant line that Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze does, but they're really quite exciting.
They were, however, the fifth and final team to qualify for this Grand Prix Final. They had not won a Grand Prix Series event this season, so everything coming together at the right time.
Notice how they pulled back on that combination, doing single axles instead of doubles, playing it very easily. Now watch on this lift as he just lifts her right off without an edge, just a swing. Very beautiful turning descent.
they're real happy about their performance. They have just such excitement to their skating. Wonderful to see.
Well, the World Championships loom in the near future, and Shen, Hongbo, Zhao of China coming together. They say timing is everything. They struggled earlier this year, but not now.
Now look at this throw triple loop. Watch him hand around her waist. Now watch him lift her off that outside edge. Wonderful, wonderful height. Really beautiful, beautiful move. And here again in this throw triple salchow, watch him lift her off, this time a back inside edge, stretch her up into the air. Just, I mean, first rate. I cannot speak too highly about those throw jumps.
5-7, 5-8.
All right, now the final marks. We find out who wins the gold medal. The two teams sitting side by side. Technical merit marks for Shen and Zhao, 5.7 to 5.9.
Very strong marks. And they were really a very powerful pair, technically.
Presentation-wise, they've worked very hard to improve that this year. 5.7s, actually one 5.7, the rest 5.8. So it's Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China capturing the gold medal ahead of Abitbol and Berezhnaya. They barely qualified for the Grand Prix Final, and the Chinese pair finish on top of the standings. Berezhnaya, Sikharulidze barely made it out of the first two rounds to the Super Final. They capture the bronze medal. But Dick, in terms of the top two teams, who had the edge?
Well, certainly, I'd have to give Shen and Zhao the nod for both lifts, spins, and side-by-side jumps and throw jumps. They were clearly more efficient. But I do want to give the nod to artistry to Abitbol and Berezhnaya. They had courage, and they skated with a nice flair. It was very nice, and I want them to have something out of this.
More to come from Lyon. The ice dancers take the ice to settle the final next. They are unbeaten in the Grand Prix so far and are competing in their hometown. Marina Anasina and Gwendal Pesara are hoping to capture the most important international title of their careers. The Italians, Fusarpoli and Morgaglio, are the surprise story of dance this season. Winners of 2 Grand Prix events, they again have upset on their minds. While Shailin Bourne and Victor Kratz, the 4-time world bronze medalists from Canada, are desperately trying to retain their lofty positions. The world's best ice dancers take the ice to settle the Grand Prix Final next here in Lyon.